Good
Welcome,
morning.
everyone. We're excited to have everyone on today. Hello, hello. Kelsie, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, glad to be here. Lots of fun things
Yeah, it's
we're
going to be
sharing. So I'm excited
yes,
to be a
indeed.
part of
So
it.
I got some feedback from our last session last week. Lots of great feedback, by the way. Everyone who joined, thank you so much for joining. But I got some feedback that I was too dark, and so they said we need you to buy a light. And you can see I've got a ring light clamped to my laptop now, so now you can actually see me. So hopefully that helps at all. So thank you everyone for joining. Let's get started. The first thing I want to do is remind everyone this is being recorded. So if you want to refer to it again or share it with colleagues or friends or whoever, that's absolutely great. We're going to post this recording on our YouTube page later on today. So look for that playlist called webinar. I think it's called marketing workshops. And Kelsie, if you don't mind, maybe grab that link and put it in the chat for everyone. Also want to direct you to the chat or question and answer function because we want this to be a very interactive session. The goal is to keep this really short. We've got about 15 minutes of content we're going to share. We'll answer questions as they come up, and hopefully we'll go no further than 30 minutes over the time of this. But if we need to go longer because people are wanting more stuff, we certainly will. But our goal is to keep this nice and short and get you on with your day. The subject today is photographs and photography and things like that. We're going to be showing off, and Kelsey's going to spend a lot of time today showing off the great photography we've already got for you. You probably don't even realize how much photography there is available to you free of charge to use as a member of our community and as a person logged into our dealer portal. So we'll be showing that. And I'm also going to share with you how to take your own photos using, you got it, your smartphone. Now, we've got lots of great camera equipment as well, but I want to make sure that you guys are enabled to be able to do this kind of stuff in a very easy way, just so you can do some quick and dirty hits. And honestly, this is one of the things that Kelsie and I have done a lot over the years. Oh, you need a quick, picture of this, a quick picture of that. We can do that. So please go to the chat or question section. Let us know where you're calling in from. I can already see Wolfgang calling in from Germany. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wolfgang. Glad you're here. Frank, good to see you again. Santiago wants to know where's my beard. Funny story. I went to do a trim your beard yourself session and it was horrible. So the beard came off. It literally looked like I was this bucktooth weird thing. And don't ever try trimming your beard yourself unless you're more skilled than I am. It was awful. So I've got some
There's
people from Tel
lots of
Aviv,
people on today. This is great.
Toronto, Baltimore, Maryland. Welcome, Doug. Mary in Canada, Prince Edward Island. Jacques, Lauren from Wisconsin, Indy from Belgium. We got all kinds of international
I
people
know
here.
this is
This
so
is
fun now.
surprising.
I
It's
love
exciting.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, Nicholas from Paris.
Santiago says DIY barber never goes well. That is very true. Mark Buckley is in Colorado with 8 inches of snow. Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Narcissus from Romania. Bună ziua, bună dimineața. Pare bine to have you on our webinar today. So thank you very much, everyone, for jumping in. So let's get started. And Kelsie, before we get started, I've got a couple poll questions I want to ask. And the first one is, what methods are you currently using for marketing? I want to know, are you using in-person methods where, a salesperson or, someone or a technical person is going into a home or meeting with a customer in their business, etc. And you could choose all of the above if that is applicable to you. Are you doing some phone marketing? Maybe some phone calls in or out of your organization. Maybe you're doing web and social media. Maybe you're doing some traditional advertising, billboards, flyers, inserts in their billers, things like that. Or maybe there's something we don't have on the list. And if you choose other, and there's a few of you that are, I'd be very curious to know what other means to you. So help me understand in the chat what you mean by other. And the reason I want to know this information is because I think our understanding of what you're using, what methods you're using for marketing will help us fine tune the feedback we give and the support we give. If you're doing, for example, a lot of web and social media marketing, which so far 86% of the people surveyed said that they do, we'll want to make sure that the images we provide for you are great for web and great for social. And we'll talk a little bit about, what you can use on social, what you can use on your website, things like that, what might be good and what might be, less effective. in today's presentation or in today's session. Chris Jackson says most of his other is word of mouth. Yeah, that's a great one. And referral marketing and word of mouth marketing is tremendously strong. And we'll hopefully throughout all of these workshops, we'll come up with some ways that you can improve that even more and get even more leads and more interest. So thank you for filling out that poll. I'm going to close that up real quick. The next poll question I have is, do you currently have access to our dealer portal? And it's either yes, not sure, or no. And for those of you that say you're not sure or you don't have access, I want you to make sure you mark that on there for me so we can reach out to you after the webinar and make sure you get access.
Put it in the chat
Kelsie,
too,
if you don't mind as well. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, nope, I think we're reading each other's minds. I'm going to put the registration link for the dealer portal in the chat right now.
Excellent.
So if
That'll be
you
perfect. So
mark that you don't, please keep track of this link.
Yep. Click on the link right now and go register right now if you'd like, or we'll also include it as part of our follow-up email when we send out the email. But it does look like 81% of people so far are saying that they do have access, which is great. Lauren asked a great question. What is your dealer portal? What does it encompass? We'll give you a quick peek at it today, Lauren, as we show you how to find photographs. You're going to see a lot more on there. There is a lot of great information on the dealer portal, and I think it's going to be very, very effective for you, to do all of your marketing in Wisconsin there, or wherever else you're marketing, to really help support those efforts. So I'm going to go ahead and close that poll. And then the next question, for those of you that do have dealer portal access, I'm curious to know what parts of the dealer portal are you using? And this is, again, a multiple select. So, are you using training? Are you using downloads? Are you using our support section, or using the marketing store? Looks like quite a few of you are saying that you use all of them, but everyone's saying that they use the downloads. And that's actually why we created it. It's mostly for the downloads, although there's the other things are great as well. But it's good for us to understand what's most important to you, what are you using, what do you access, things like that, so that we can understand how we can best support you. Kelsie, when you're onboarding a new dealer and you're giving them a tour of the dealer portal, what's the thing that they seem to be most excited about?
I think just the quantity of materials we have. So we have so much that's going to fit everyone's needs, right? We have lots of printed materials, we have flyers, we have cell slicks, we have die cuts. And then you go into videos. We've got our commercials, our animations. These pictures that we're going to be talking about today are huge as well, because they can be used, like you've mentioned, in social media. They can be used on your website. If you have internal marketing and maybe our flyers just do a good job of giving you an idea and you want to go and create your own, we've got hundreds of pictures that you can choose from to do just that. So it fits everyone's needs, which I think is so great.
Yeah. Okay. And then I've got two more poll questions I'd like to ask. One is just to understand if you've completed our sales and marketing training online. Just understanding whether or not you've done that. If you haven't, we want to make sure we point you in the direction of that. There's two reasons we want you to do it, and some of you are saying that you're aware of it, but you haven't started, and some are not even aware of it. We'll briefly show that as well when we get into the dealer portal today. But for those of you that are building websites, you're working on internal training, maybe you're doing some communication to your existing customers, things like that. Not only does the dealer portal training program give you a lot of information about what we have and how we how we market our sales and market our product line, but it also, the content itself that's on there can be repurposed and used for your marketing efforts. So I want you to be able to understand what all that content is and have all your employees in the organization do that. And it looks like we got 21% that weren't even aware that we had it. So we'll make sure that we cover that when we go into this. And then the final poll question that I want to know is, where might you use photos? And this is particularly relevant to our conversation today. And choose all the ones that apply here. Are you going to use photos that we might provide to you on your website? Are you going to use them in social media? Are you going to use them on flyers or other traditional marketing? Maybe you'll use them on an email campaign that might be to prospects or existing customers, or maybe just internally on your internal communications. Maybe you want to use it on display signage. Maybe it's, I had one dealer that wanted to have posters of the products all around their call center. We had another dealer who wanted to have signs in every single support employee's booth that showed off the primary features, and they wanted a great, a couple great photos with some, features and benefits listed next to it. So, there's a variety of uses for photography, and we want to get a good idea of where you're using photography. And then I'm going to go ahead and close the poll now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the results on this one. So it looks like 89% of you are using it in social media, which is phenomenal. And we've got a lot of stuff. I mean, Kelsie, you'll show them, all the stuff. We probably have enough photos that you could have a different post every single day on Instagram and have enough content for what, 6 months, three to 6 months, somewhere in there.
Yes, there's so many. And the best part is we're continuing to add to this. So you may be 6 months, and then we have a whole nother 6 months, in a couple weeks as we're continuing to take pictures, new products are coming out. So
absolutely. And there's a lot of people using it on their website, which I'm really happy to see. A lot of people using it on flyers and traditional marketing or emails internally or to prospects or things like that, and some display and signage one too. So this is great. Let's jump right into this. So Kelsie, I'd like you to share your screen. Give us a quick tour of the dealer portal. Just show where everything is, and then let's dive into photographs.
Okay, give me just a moment here to make myself the presenter. All right, here we go. Can you see that okay?
Yep, sure can.
Awesome. Okay, so this is our home screen of the dealer portal. I am not going to go into details here, but you'll see there's also some tabs up top. So trainings, this is what Jeremy was mentioning for our sales, technical, and device trainings. So if you haven't started these, please go here and complete them. There's lots of great information. We're then going to jump over to downloads, and we've got residential, commercial, and builder. I'm going to jump into residential. This is where you're going to find the majority of those pictures that we're talking about today. But before we get there, let me just do a quick overview of this residential page. And Jeremy, I believe you did a webinar last week actually focusing on these materials. Was that right?
Yeah, we actually covered the top 10 downloads on the dealer portal, and they were all over the place. There was things like our sales training. There was, the iOS app, the sales flicks, the product flyer, the scripting. We talked about our, some of our videos that were the top downloads there, and there was some builder content and some commercial style content that was also really relevant as well. So, our top 10 downloads, we covered all that. If you missed that webinar, go to our YouTube page. Again, find the marketing workshops, and again, it's a short one. I think no more than 30 minutes. And we covered the top 10 downloads there and why you might use them and how you might apply them in your organization. So it was a great webinar. So we were excited to share that. And today, again, of course, we're focusing on photos. So we showed as one of our top 10 downloads the panel image pack. But in addition to the scripting, in addition to the video content and things like that, we've got more than just panel images. We've got lots of different images. But I would say let's start with the panel image pack under the photography and branding section, because there's a lot in here, isn't there, Kelsie?
There's so many different things. So I have jumped into the panel image pack, and it's going to take you to this Dropbox link. As you can see, we have a few different sections here for just the panel itself. So first one I'll jump into is our GIF. And I'm not going to play these. I should have checked to see how well they played here. But please download these. We have these. You'll see them on our website. We've used them a ton on social media. They're great because it's going to just walk a customer through how the panel is going to look. Every page, lights, locks, thermostats in this GIF. So what am I
think of it as an animated image of the IQ panel that automatically swipes through the UI pages. And you can see there's a lot of variety there that have different elements to it. Sometimes we took some things off. Most of these were in response to a customer saying, hey, I love this, but we don't do door locks because we're not authorized in our location. Can you please give us one of these gifts without the door locks? Or, hey, we really love this, but, we'd like to make sure we emphasize the video doorbell, that kind of thing. So, there's a big variety here. You can download these. They look great on social. They work great on an email, and they're absolutely fantastic on your website.
Yeah, you're correct. So I'm going to jump back here now and go to features. We believe that you should focus on those differentiating features for the IQ panel when you're talking to your end users. And this is a place where you're going to be able to go and find images for those. So you'll see we have a few.
Kelsie, real quick, just to make it easier for everyone to see, in the upper right corner, you can see that little menu icon. Yeah, I want to go to tile
This one.
view instead.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad.
Yeah, I
We
think
want
that'll be easier for everyone
this
to see
one.
the thing.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
awesome.
great.
So we have our few different verticals. So you'll see we have wellness and MDU. Do you want me to jump in on any of these ones, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, choose one and let's go
Okay.
into it and look at it.
Let's do, this is our MDU. So this is our multi-dwelling units. You'll see here, this is actually a UI that we have for the MDU space. So let me open this for you. This will just give you a good idea. And this is a PNG. So this is an image that you could download and you could place anywhere. It's got that transparent background. So really pretty image.
You can see it's displaying our what we call our automation only UI. If you were doing, let's say you were about to meet with an apartment complex, a building owner, etc., who was going to, consider putting one of these in every single apartment, you could show off this image and say, look, this is one of the things. If we do a porch light and we do a door and a thermostat as part of your solution for you, it's all going to appear on this screen right here. It's a really nice, easy way to control and manage, things from within the apartment. So this is a great image. And again, like Kelsie said, these are PNGs with transparent backgrounds. They're literally ready for you to download and put right into your flyer, put right on your PowerPoint, put right on your webpage.
So I'm going to jump back here. You'll see we have some DB tools. So these are ones that we've actually taken. We've taken the UI for this tool and we placed it on an existing image that we already had. So you'll see in our home, I believe it's called our home folder, we have this image with the home screen UI on there. So this is something that we can do as well. If there's an image that you really like, but you may not love the UI, send me an email and we're happy to help get that updated for you.
But we also should have screenshots as well. So we've got all the screenshots from the panel so that if you wanted to make this yourself and you've got the marketing chops to do that, you certainly can. Go back out and show them so go back out and I want to look at the different folders of features there. So as you look through here, we've got face recognition, encryption, keep going down, photo frame, billboard, crash and smash, panel glass break, Bluetooth disarming. Go ahead and click on Bluetooth disarming, for example. There's a bunch of different pictures here of people coming home, and you can see there's low res and high res. So if you were doing this, go into low res just so it loads faster. I guess that works fine. But you can see there's a variety of different pictures of people, approaching the house, some that, with a little graphic over top of the purse, one with a phone in the back of their pocket. So if you're trying to say, hey, I want to illustrate that this could be a hands-free coming home experience, here's a couple great images that you could use to do that. Go ahead and go back again. Let's go into live view and live answer because that's another really popular differentiating feature. When you look here, go into, low res. And again, low res is for, let's say you're doing the web or social or things like that, whereas high res might be for print ready pictures. But you can see here, there's a picture of Whitney answering the video doorbell. There's Kelsie answering the video. There's me answering Kelsie at my front door, things like that. So there's lots of great images here. These are just some ideas as well. So if you decided later on that you wanted to, make your own images, hopefully you can, take what we've built here and do something different. If you saw, for example, there's that lifestyle live medium and it's got, the actress that we hired for our 2-minute commercial looking at the live view feed. If you said, hey, I want to have a different UI, but I really love this picture, well, we've got screenshots or whatever you can put on there as well. So there's a lot of versatility, a lot of flexibility, in these images. And hopefully it inspires you to kind of create some of the things you want to do. Got a couple questions.
Yes, please.
Matthew's asking, I didn't know the IQ panel could be used for multi-tenant spaces. Will it control a common entry door? Great question. There's some great integration with Alarm.com's access control. And there's not a way from the panel to unlock that door, but we are working on that with Alarm.com to be able to enable something like that in the future. But it's a fantastic question and a great use case. Gerardo wants to know, do we have screenshots with the plastic only in PNGs? So let's go in. I think we've got some clean shots just of the panel because that's something people want a lot too. So go out of the features and let's just look at the panel. I believe.
Yeah, so right here, so we went into features just barely. We've got some installation. We've got some pictures on the IQ remote. These are the UI screenshots that Jeremy's been mentioning that you can add to any existing image that we have. And then I believe they're under Studio.
Yep.
So here are the transparent images that we have of the panel. So you'll see we have some with different UIs that we've created already for you. I love this one. It's going to show you stacked how the different pages look. We've got a few different package images, and then here's some just plain transparent images. So you'll see we have one of the panel in away, or I'm sorry, in disarm mode, and one in armed away.
So lots of choices here, and of course, you know, with the screenshots combined with these, if you said, hey, I really like this picture, but I don't want to show this, I want to show the light UI, simply grab the screenshot, lay it over top of that, and voila, you've got yourself almost anything you want. And if you want to show it in motion, then you grab one of the GIFs we built and do that there. So a lot of variety in there. We've also got a lot of lifestyle shots, as you've seen, of people using the panel, interacting with the panel, arming the panel, answering the video doorbell, things like that. So there's a lot of photography in here.
Yep, so I'm jumping to the residential folder, and these are those images, Jeremy. So we also have it broken down between table, stand, and a wall. Just to make it a little bit easier for you, you'll get exactly what you're looking for. This is the wall folder, and you'll see we've got some lifestyle images with people interacting, and then there's just some in the home itself. And like you had mentioned, Jeremy, some of these are taken on a professional camera, but a lot of them are still taken on our iPhones.
Yep. In fact, go up to that panel lifestyle medium.
This one?
Scroll down a bit. I forget where it was. It was that one that was in the panel's in the foreground. This is one that I actually took with my iPhone. That one right there. Oh.
Yep. This
right
one?
Below that. No,
oh, no.
It's the one right below that one.
Oh, this one. This one's using portrait mode, right?
I used portrait mode on my iPhone to capture that photo. And I mean, I think it turned out great. I mean, the UI is not superimposed. It's the natural UI on there. And this is precisely, this takes us to the next section that I wanted to talk about, which is we've got a lot of photography and we encourage you to use all of it. There's no charge for it. If you want to modify it, change it, whatever, it's yours to use. As being one of our dealers, that's part of the support we provide to you. But I don't want you to feel like, oh, they don't have the picture I want. Go out and make it yourself. One of the things we've all done as marketers is we've ensured that we each have a system in our own home. You know, if there's a time when I'm building a PowerPoint or I'm making a flyer or I'm creating an email and I'm like, I need a shot like this, I can go to that spot in my home and capture it with my phone. And that's what I wanted to show you guys today. So let's pretend that I wanted a picture of this motion sensor. Now I have one, hard to see, but I have one in this corner right here. And I could easily go and basically go to capture that right now. I could walk over here and say, oh, I want to capture this photo. In fact, I'll just snap a photo real quick of it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and snap. Okay. And voila, now I've got this picture that I captured right here. Not bad. Now, maybe I want to come up a little bit because of the curtains. Maybe I want to change my angle, things like that. Maybe I'll step on a stool. Maybe I'll, do something like that. But the iPhone, or your Android phone has great camera in it. And it's really nice to be able to use that in that way. But you could also use it for like some studio style shots. So I'm going to tilt my camera down here, and my little light is creating a shadow here. But hopefully this is, again, this is just for demonstration purposes. So imagine I wanted to position this like this. I've got my nice wooden table. Okay, I put my camera in photo mode. Maybe I want to change this to portrait mode so I can give it kind of that cool blurry effect. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to capture this right now. Okay, and, maybe it's not amazing, but you know what? Something like this will work great for social media. Maybe you want to put some text on the side. Maybe you want to, there's a lot you can do. Maybe you want to do something that's more selfie style, okay? Where you're going to do something like this. You're going to hold it up and you're going to say, and that way you can put on here, hey, join my webinar to learn about the motion sensor. It's not hard to do. It's literally taking the cameras that we already have in our pocket. And if you ask a photographer, they will tell you the best camera you have is the one you have with you, because that's the one you can capture the shot. there are awesome cameras out there. You could do a lot, and the more experienced you are with cameras, the more stuff you have, the cooler you can make your stuff appear. But even the cameras we carry around in our pockets every single day can really be beautiful, and it doesn't take a lot of work. Imagine asking your kid, hey, will you hold this motion sensor for me? Hold it up and smile. Hey, I want to get a picture of you walking up to the panel and doing it. And you could just certainly record video the same way. But and we'll talk about that in our session about video in a few weeks. But maybe you want a picture of, your neighbor. Hey, I need a picture of, I've got an elderly neighbor, and I need a picture of the medical pendant. Hey, can I get a picture of your, beautifully wrinkled hands, pressing this button so I can capture that for my wellness, presentation, things like that. So whatever the case may be, again, you've got this great device in your pocket that you can use to capture some of that footage and create it. I don't see any questions, and we're nearing the end of our time. Any final questions about photography, the photography we offer, or capturing new photography? Get them in the chat right now. Kelsie, anything else you wanted to share?
We only showed the IQ panel image packs, but we also have some for products. So please take a look at those as well. We've got all of that.
Actually, I want them to see all that. I mean, there's a lot of people who are probably going to pay money for some outside agency to capture photos, and we should show them the Power G images and things like that. I mean, there's a lot of great photography of our stuff.
Awesome. So I just jumped into the IQ device images. So I'll just do IQ Hardwire Power G. This is one of our newest devices. So these are the images that we have available there. We're still working on lifestyle images, as you can see in pictures of this in a home, but great, really pretty transparent images.
Beautifully shot in a studio with great lighting and amazing cameras. And all of these are all here, water valve and dimmer and smart plugs and, all of it. And there's lifestyle shots, there's studio shots, a lot of really great pictures of the devices.
Yep, exactly. Perfect for social media. Throw a little tagline right here in that open space.
Yeah, just imagine every day pulling a picture off of this and putting it on Instagram and just putting a clip on there that says, our smart plug can save you money by remembering by automatically turning off your hair straightener when you leave for the day, or our motion sensor can detect motion, up to 35 feet, call us today, to protect your home, things like that.
I was actually on a webinar yesterday morning as well, and someone brought up a good point that a lot of our flyers, our scripts, the sales slicks, they do a great job of showing how to use, they're really detailed in their wording. So someone said, I always tell my customers to go look at those to just get a sentence or two for social media. So our sales slicks, I know, do a good job of saying like little did you knows. Did you know that opening a door can also turn on a light? And he said, I get all of those ideas just from the materials you have on the dealer portal, and then tell my customers to come grab pictures from all of your image packs. So I thought that was great advice as well.
The other thing we want to make sure you understand as well is like Kelsie said, this is not ending. We're taking pictures all the time. But if there's photographs you actually want or need, it would be great to understand what those are. Help us, send us an email. I'm going to put in here JCI, it's smart security @jci.com. Okay. And that'll be in the chat. If you want to email us and say, boy, I looked through all your photos and I sure wish you had a photo of this. Or maybe it's, hey, I'm looking through your photos and there's so many, I'm not sure where to look for a photo like this, that kind of thing. We're happy to help direct you in the right place, and we'll make sure that you get what you need. I don't see any other questions. I'd say let's go ahead and wrap up for today. Again, thank you so much for joining. Next week, we've got a really special guest. Madison Saab from Alarm.com is going to come and join me, and we're going to talk about the Builder Program. We're going to talk about how to get free equipment for model homes. We're going to talk a little bit about setting up a model home in the right way. We're going to talk about how to structure a program for your builders. I know a lot of you are going out and courting builders right now. The builder market is very hot in multiple parts of the country. And, getting some great meetings with some builders. We're going to show you some of the things you can do to be successful in courting, winning, and successfully installing and building out a builder program with a builder in your area. So don't miss that one. And if you've enjoyed this content, please share this with other people. Share this with the other people in the marketing or in your marketing organization, other salespeople that could benefit from this information. And please check out our YouTube page. Subscribe to that so you can see it when we post all the new videos. Kelsie, thank you for your time today. We love having your expertise on there. You and your team are helping our dealers every day to get this content, to create new content. So we can't thank you enough for all the beautiful work you've done. And a special thank you to all of our creative team as well. Jacob, our photographer, Jared, who's a jack of all trades. He's our creative director. He's photographer, videographer, designer. Jesse, who's building all of our websites and has made this dealer portal possible. Thank you, our creative team. We could not do it without you. So thank you for everything you guys do.
We worked so hard.
Yes. All right, everyone. Thanks again for everything you're doing. Hope you have a great time, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.